Welcome to another video, everybody, and welcome to Meet Your Boy Captain Zen. Today, we are watching a video called Why Only 1 Gram of This Material is Worth $1 billion. I can't exactly think of something of a gram. A gram is not a lot, man. That's like, I don't know, not a lot. Anyway, I'm just thinking that what could it be that can be $1 billion? I know gold's a gram. A gram of gold is definitely not $1 billion. I don't know if a gram of diamonds is worth $1 billion. Whatever it is, man, it's crazy. So let's get this video started, and I'm excited. Hey, subscribe, man. I told you we're almost at 50 subscribers. Subscribe, man. It'd be dope. It'd be dope. We're growing. We're growing. The Z gang is getting bigger, man. So let's get started. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
This real-life lore video is made possible by Skillshare, home to over 15,000 classes that could teach you a new life skill. The first 500 people to sign up using the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial. So commonly when we think of the most valuable material in the world, our minds tend to center onto gold. And while gold is very expensive at a current value of $56 per gram, there are other materials that are significantly more expensive. Drugs like heroin, cocaine, and LSD, for example, are the most expensive drugs in the world by sheer weight. Far more valuable than gold is. The market value for diamonds per gram is even more prohibitively expensive. But even this is nothing compared to the most valuable material currently known to humanity, antimatter. So, what even is antimatter?
Yeah, what is antimatter, man?
Antimatter is the opposite of regular matter. Down at the atomic level, antimatter is made up of particles and atoms just like regular matter is. The only difference is that they have an opposite electric charge. Protons in antimatter are negative and called antiprotons, while electrons are positive and called positrons. Whenever antimatter and matter touch one another, they instantly annihilate each other in a 100% efficient release of energy. This pure energy release is why antimatter could prove to be extremely useful. The most efficient nuclear weapons, for example, convert a mere 7 to 10% of their mass into energy, while antimatter to matter collisions release 100% of their mass into energy. If you somehow were carrying 1 gram of antimatter about the size of a raisin and dropped it on the ground, it would create an explosion greater than both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear explosions.
So you're saying that a gram of antimatter never mind.
Combined, easily enough to destroy an entire city. Smaller scale assassination weapons may be more economically feasible, however, like the theorized antimatter bullet, which would essentially be a regular bullet but with a tiny 1/1000th of a gram of positrons attached to the tip. Upon impact, the bullet fired from a rifle would be capable of destroying an entire house, tank, or any other similar sized object. But antimatter has several other uses beyond just military ones. Antiprotons have also been shown in several studies to have the potential to treat certain kinds of cancers, and antimatter could also be used as a fuel source for interstellar travel. It is conceivable that using antimatter as a fuel source could propel a rocket with humans on board to about 50% of the speed of light, which is fast enough to reach the nearest star to Earth in just a little over 2 years.
That's very fast.
So why haven't we created enough antimatter yet to do any of these incredible things?
Because it's dangerous. What do you expect? If 1 gram can destroy New York, why would you? No.
The answer is because antimatter is incredibly rare, difficult to produce, and prohibitively expensive currently. It appears that nearly the entire observable universe is made out of regular matter, and while it is possible that there could be entire galaxies made out of antimatter, we have so far not been able to detect any. Antimatter is produced naturally in Earth's outer atmosphere when high-energy cosmic rays impact it, but the amount produced is tiny and lasts only briefly before it comes into contact with regular matter and annihilates itself. The only practical means of acquiring antimatter so far have been to produce it artificially ourselves. But even this method is incredibly difficult and expensive. The Large Hadron Collider, operated by CERN in Switzerland, for example, one of the most expensive and complicated facilities ever built, is capable of producing 10 million antiprotons per minute when fully operational. That sounds like a lot, but it's actually a laughably tiny amount. To produce just a single gram of antimatter at that rate of production, it would take CERN roughly 100 billion years to complete. Production is only the first problem, though. Storing it is perhaps an even larger problem. Since antimatter annihilates matter instantly, you can't just store it in a regular container.
It'll explode.
You have to suspend the material without it coming into contact with anything. And so far, CERN has only succeeded in storing antimatter atoms for a record 17 minutes before they became annihilated. Since just 1 gram is enough to obliterate an entire city, safety precautions in storing the material and keeping it in safe hands
I'm still shocked about that.
Utmost importance. And we're not even sure how exactly we would store such a large amount in the first place. Estimates on how much antimatter costs to produce varies greatly. In an article written by NASA Goddard in 2006, a figure of $25 billion per gram is cited, while in another NASA paper written back in 1999, a figure of $62.5 trillion per gram is cited, which is about 83% of the entire global GDP just to produce one single gram.
Wow!
For reference, the Manhattan Project, which developed the first atomic bomb, cost $23 billion adjusted for inflation.
Wow!
And just like
what a
creating
waste
the
of
atomic
money.
bomb did, creating antimatter in large quantities, if ever that's possible, would open up a new Pandora's box that we couldn't close once we open it. We would have to live with the consequences of life in a world with abundant antimatter, both positive ones and negative
bad.
ones.
We don't want that.
In the meantime, though...
Okay, I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Well. Wow, I did not know that there was a substance called antimatter. That's incredible. But at the same time, that's terrifying. So 1 gram, I don't know how much a gram is. If you drop on the ground, New York will disappear. I can't really see that because I'm in my own house and 1 gram is small, man. And 1 drop can destroy New York. So, excuse me. I can't even imagine that, man. I physically can't even think about how you're dead. Like that's ridiculous. And they want to create more of it. I'm not sure if I don't really see the point. Yeah, sure, you can go farther in the world. There's a reason why we don't have a lot, because we know that if there was a lot of, what's that thing called? Antimatter, we'll all be dead. Because all the science will be going crazy and like, oh, let's see, we can do this. Probably blow up half the earth. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. And of course, I'm sure I'll do another video tomorrow. I'm not going to be gone for long again. Sorry about that. Sick, you already know. But like and subscribe, as I said. Your boy's at 45. Almost to 50. Half from 100. And let's get this party started. And peace out, you guys. Have a great day. Yee.